And we'll just continue from where we stopped. And under this caption, we have, why is Black History Month in the UK important? And that is for this year. Many believe this year's Black History Month is more important than ever since the death of the unharmed black man George Floyd during an arrest. Shocking footage of Mr. Floyd's death went viral, showing a police officer pressing his nail to Mr. Floyd's neck for almost 9 minutes before his death in May. Mr. Floyd's death sparked mass Black Lives Matter protests around the world. It is also thought to be hugely important for the UK because of the Windrush scandal. I've mentioned that before, the Windrush scandal, where people that have been living here from maybe the 60s, I mean, that was quite, I don't know whether there's a way where some of the things that are being done are assessed. And I'm talking about how people are impacted psychologically, you know, when this thing happens. And there have been, there have been some numbers of issues or government policies that have actually affected our people. And when I say our people, you know what I mean. So that has actually affected our people. I don't know whether the government at any point it used to do a sort of an assessment, you know, where they look at the impact of what they do or the way they've treated people, how that affects, you know, their mental health and their mental well-being. Good enough, the issue about mental health is being talked about of recent. I mean, they've always talked about it, but there seems to be a sort of an heightened discussion around mental health. And you really want to check whether is the government actually taking this into consideration, especially when they issue out policies that put people in a very difficult position. So, but then that's for the Windrush. So, and some people believe that the Black History Month for this year is very, very important because of the Windrush scandal. And of course, the racist incidents such as the death of Stephen Lawrence and Mark Durgan. Following the death of Mr. Lawrence, there was a huge investigation into his death. The report concluded that the police treated Mr. Lawrence's case differently because he was black, which prompted some officers to act in a racist way. You know, we're talking about, I mean, we're in 2020, you know, and then over time, some of these issues have been honed, and the government kept promising they're going to deal with this or they've dealt with it. But then we see a case like that of Lawrence, I mean, just simply because he was black. I'm not quite very careful about using that word, but then for the purpose of this platform, so I use it for us to understand it. So because he was black, his case was treated differently. So that means as a black person identified, that means when it comes to justice, that means you are going to be treated differently. When it comes to justice, when it comes to assessing what has been prepared for everyone, the fact that you are just black, then that's it. And it's not just the police racist issue that is being mentioned here, although it's very, very important. Some of us who works within the community, we've had to intervene in matters. We have had people, just simply because of their skin color, they've been disadvantaged when it comes to the issue of housing. In fact, some people will go and report cases, and just simply because they are their skin color is different, then it won't be taken seriously. And like I told you, I think the worst that I've had from my sector there was a sheriff who said, "Oh, we know African make noise," simply because there was an issue. The lady has reported severally to the housing officer. They knew the neighbor. They knew what the neighbor was like, and that is if she's changed. So they knew, and it was even the housing officer and the other that said, "Listen, you need to take the case to court because we can't deal with it any further." And for that person to get to the courtroom, and the sheriff, who is in a position to secure justice for this black, dark-skinned woman, and something will just come. We know that Africans are they are loud, they make noise. That's basically, you've crushed that person. What am I saying? It's not just within the police, also in the court system. The same thing with the Home Office. We've heard about that severally. In fact, the Home Office now is saying that they have to send some of their staffs to go and learn about the British black history, so as to know the contributions that the black people have made into Britain. So that means before now, they don't know anything about it. That means a whole lot of them are ignorant, if I can use that word. The same thing with the social services. We've had to intervene in issues. Just simply because you don't understand somebody's culture, then you start using it against that person because the person is dark-skinned. So, we can't be talking about... I know Britain is proud to say that, yes, we are diverse. We chunk that thing, diversity. We tick just like ticking the boxes. Yes, how many colored people are within the room, even if they are not allowed to talk? So we see these things, and that's why Black History Month, people have different views about it. They believe that this is something that should be an ongoing discussion. We should be talking about it every day until the wall is brought down. Also, the Black History Month for this year coincides with when you know that black men or African men in the United States, they were not allowed to vote before. You always hear about that of the women, that, it's women, right? Women were not allowed to vote. But there was a time the black men were not allowed to vote. So it coincides with the movement which secured that voting right for them. But let's get back to the UK sector. Now, in 2020, protests were held by Black Lives Matter all over the world following the death of an unarmed black man called George Floyd after he was stopped by police in the United States. Now, what is this year's theme? And that is quite very important for us. This year's theme for Black History Month in the USA in February was African Americans and the vote. So, and it says the theme was chosen to mark the centennial of the 19th Amendment and the culmination of the women's suffrage movement. This year also marks the sesquicentennial of the 15th Amendment in 1870 and the right of black men to the ballot after the Civil War. So it was obviously we have the one where women were not allowed to vote, but also it's affected men as well. So it affects everybody, especially those that are considered to be different. Organizers choose the theme to mark the ongoing struggle on the part of both black men and black women for the right to vote and mark the important contribution of black suffragists. The Express confirmed that they've only contacted the organizers of the Black History Month for comments. So if anyone wants to get this particular piece, because it's loaded, that was the reason I selected it. Please check the Daily Express. I'm using the online version of the 19th. Let me get the time again properly. Yes, the 19th of September 2020 by Kaisha Langton, and it comes under the heading Black History Month. What is the Black History theme for 2020? And that brings us to the end of this section of the program. We still have a few weeks before we come to the end of the Black History Month. There will be some other things that I will be bringing your way. We've arranged some things which will kick in from next week. Now, if your group or organizations is doing anything in your area and you want us to help, or you want it to go on our platform, please do not hesitate to contact us by sending your text to 079-500-80706. I'll take that again. That is a UK mobile number, 079-500-80706. The number to call if you want to call in at any time is 0141 42070. I'll take that again. 0141 4201072. If you want to send an email across, just send it to africalife@awaz.fm.co.uk. I'll leave us with this African Hit Songs playlist for a while, then I'll be right back here. Shake it.
Only fire, only water, only money. Jerusalem, ikayalami, ilondoloze, uhambe nami, zungangishilana. Jerusalem, ikayalami,
You see that you're hearing that quite much about Jerusalem. That's my special request. And I think this is another version, which is sort of FT Nomsibo Zikode. And we've seen quite a number of people dancing to that, including a priest and his congregation. Right, and that is us signing out for this session. We'll come right back after this. Thank you, and stay tuned.
Forecasting